Hey, it's the night before Houston Half Marathon, and I'm just preparing to get up super early tomorrow and race. And so I just wanted to share with you a little bit of my pre-night routine. Basically, I like to make sure that I have all of my gear ready so that when I wake up late, inevitably, tomorrow morning, and I'm in a rush to run out the door, I can do the important things instead of have to worry about putting my bib on or finding my clothes. So figure out where these things go. And I actually wrote notes because there's like 75 bibs here. Front bib name, and I'm on bus 2. Those are the 2 notes I wrote from the technical meeting. So front bib name. So these bibs are always ginormous. They've gotten bigger and bigger over the years. They used to be small.
Gotta have more space for advertising.
Exactly. Now it's like, if I'm wearing a regular sports bra, like I always used to do, it's just like, well, there's not room for a bib on there. I usually pin these on, and then the second I put this on, they just all break because it just like stretches so much. So I'll likely have to repin this after I put it on, but at least I will have it in formation. So this is my first time racing in an Adidas kit, obviously because I just got sponsored. And when you start working with someone, you know, they ask for your size, or my agent asked for my size. And so, you know, I'm like, okay, yeah, I wear medium tops and small bottoms. And then I got a whole package from Adidas, and every single top was like way too big for me. And I was like, I told my boyfriend, I was like, these are all too big for me. He was like, well, why did you say medium? And I was like, well, because I wear mediums. And he's like, let's go look in your, let's take a look in your closet. And there was literally 0 mediums. So I have like every size of these, just in case for backup. It's supposed to be 36 the whole time, basically, tomorrow morning. And 36 in Houston, I've learned, is 15 degrees normally. That's what it feels like to me. So it's like I've got, you know, gloves, long sleeve shirt, 2 pairs of pants, buff, if that's what you call it. And these are all things I'll put on in the morning. Tomorrow for fuel, I'm changing it up a little bit this year, and I am doing more fat adaptation stuff. So I'm working with someone who hopefully I get to tell you about pretty soon and share a lot of that experience coming up, and share what I learned in layman terms, because that's what I'm best at, taking what the scientists like to say, and they have to really dumb it down for me so I can get it out to people. I'm using Vespa, and Vespa is basically an amino acid gel. So I haven't used it before on a race. I've only tried it during workouts. We'll see how it goes. I will also use some sugar, and this is just gonna like up my fat oxidation during the race, but I will still use sugar. So these are the things that I'll be using tomorrow. I'll take one of these half an hour before, one of them right before, and I'll take my my Gatorade right before the race. So I will put all of this in my race kit. Put a couple miniature waters in the race kit. I don't know why they're so small. Supposed to put this, I think, in here. Should pay attention more during the meetings. Tomorrow wearing the Adizero Adios Pro 2.0s, which is also my first time racing in these. Super excited. These have become my newest obsession. I got them maybe a couple weeks ago, and my first workout with them went like terribly. Like I was like, oh no. My second workout was okay, and then I had two like extremely amazing workouts that like gave me confidence, loved the shoe, kind of just had to make that transition. So I'm super excited to race in these tomorrow. So yeah, got those. So the night before a big race, everything's dynamic in running and in life, obviously. So you kind of just have to like go with what you have available and what happens, and you have to be flexible and realize that no matter what, like I've got pretty like strict guidelines that I like to follow, but I also know that no matter what I eat tonight or what I eat tomorrow morning, like I'm gonna go crush it, so you have to have that confidence. Like if something messes up, like it's okay. If you can't do what you normally do, like it's okay, you'll be fine. Again, working a little bit more on fat adaptation, just being a more efficient athlete, and being a little bit less, what's the word? Being a more efficient athlete, kind of tweaking my diet a little bit, eating or timing my carbs a little differently. So tonight, or last night, 2 nights before the race, what I ate was what was it? It was an 8-ounce steak. And it was delicious. And that's what I got to eat 2 nights before the race. Tonight what I ate was, we went to sushi. I got some very like clean sushi with some miso soup. I have some really clean protein, I have some carbs, and I have a lot of salt. Because I want to make sure that I am hydrated tomorrow morning. So, one of the most important things going into a race is making sure you're hydrated, making sure your cells can work properly. So I'm dialing that in. I'm still learning about it. I will share more once we get closer to Boston and we're really, really honing in. So tonight I ate sushi. Tomorrow morning, I'll eat like very little. Like I want to be very confident in what I already have stored. It's a short race, it's a little over an hour, so it's not like I'm really relying on any of the extra fuel that I eat, the solids that I eat before I race. But I would eat like maybe a half a pack of oatmeal with a half of a banana and some almond butter. And other than that, I'll be sipping on water, and then I'll do my fuel right before the race.
Do you have any night before routines or rituals or superstitions that are important to you?
I don't have any superstitions. The ritual seems to be just like not sleeping, just like laying in bed all night, which is not the funnest, but no, I like to eat my dinner very early. Like we went to 5:30 dinner tonight, so that I can like really relax. Something that helped me a lot before Boston, because I was going into Boston a little sick, so that was also part of it, but just to get my sympathetic nervous system running, was cold showers. So I actually might try that tonight, just to like calm me down, like a cold, like 5-minute shower, and then I'll do some box breathing. But I won't do box breathing. I actually posted about box breathing on Instagram today. Usually I might do some box breathing and like kind of push my CO2 tolerance. When I go to sleep, I like to do it nice and like calmly, so it doesn't like upset so it doesn't alarm my sympathetic nervous system. So like 5 seconds inhale, 5 second hold, 5 seconds exhale, 5 second hold. So those are just things that like keep my parasympathetic system going. Typically I like to like dim the lights like pretty early on, so my body knows it's time to go to sleep. And these are all things that I've been working on since Boston so that I can like really key in a little bit more. As a coach, I also get a lot of questions about mental preparation, going into a race. You know, it's most of the time going into a big race, there's all these nerves, which is good. You know, we've put all this time into training, and you know, we're really passionate about what we're about to do, so it makes sense that we're nervous about it. But you know, there's a couple key things that I like. Again and again, I remind myself of, and one of them is that like you just have to have fun. Like you have to just let your ego go. Like number one rule is like don't have an ego about this. Like don't care what those people think, because that like even research shows that that's not going to help you. And then number two, I like to try to stay in the present. So, you know, staying in the present calms you down. It lets you, you know, like it's good practice, especially when you get in that race and you're thinking about mile 12, and your brain starts to panic. So it brings you back and you can really just focus on being where you are, because where you are, you're always okay. And a couple other things are, you know, like for me, because I'm racing and there's always gonna be that moment where you have to make a decision, like this is getting hard. Am I gonna go or am I gonna quit? Basically, like in every single race, there's gonna be decisions that you have to make. And, you know, I just tell myself like, I'm never gonna let myself make that I'm gonna quit decision, and like be excited for that decision and excited to see what you can do with it and accept it. Like accept, like, yeah, it's gonna happen and it's gonna be awesome and it's gonna be hard, but like that's what it's about. So I think that's, instead of like avoiding that time or that pain or being scared of it, just being excited to get there is important. So I think like those things like all together kind of just like help me relax and just like enjoy the time here. I think another mental little key is to really take the race for what it is. So like, okay, here's where I am in my training and here's like why I'm running this race and what's the end goal. So for me, Houston Half Marathon is not my end goal. Houston Half Marathon is a training tool for Boston in 12 weeks. So, you know, that for me, that keeps it in perspective. Like, no matter what happens tomorrow, like, it's fine. Like, I have enough time to, if it doesn't go well, I have enough time to work, you know, do what I need to do to race well at Boston. And if it does go well, then great, I'm in good shape, you know? So you have to like, you know, kind of like hone in on like, what is the actual goal of tomorrow, and be realistic about it so that, you know, you can not be too nervous about it. Because if you put all these expectations on yourself for no reason, because you forgot that, oh, this is just a training race, then you're gonna be stressed. But yeah, I'm happy to come back to Houston. I was here, it's actually funny, I was here in 2020 before the Olympic trials, and I ran 1:10:45, and I was 27th place. And after the race, I was like so bummed. I was like upset, and I saw my dad / coach, and he was ecstatic. He was so happy, And I was like really confused and really like, oh, I don't know how to feel anymore. Because really like that was my PR, that was improvement, and we like to see like steady improvement instead of like big jumps, because when you get that steady improvement, you're learning, you're able to, your ceiling comes so much higher, and you can like feel good about yourself PRing by a little bit each time. So that was actually a pretty funny lesson that I learned, and I'm still confused about it, but but hopefully I'll get another PR tomorrow.